Welcome to PLZ Soccer Show. I'm Peter Martin. Alan Ruff is alongside me. Lots to talk about on the programme, Ruffy, because the back page headlines in the newspaper certainly caught everyone's eye. This is, of course, an interview that I think Dave King has given to the written press. And it's basically the vision, the way ahead. I think everybody was expecting him to announce huge investment from an investor from somewhere. It didn't materialise. All there was details of a £6 million share issue that he's hoping to raise, that kind of capital.
Yeah, and obviously mixing with a few Rangers supporters, they were expecting a big announcement as well. Everybody was coming up with their own idea of what kind of investment you would need to sort of try and close the gap with Celtic. People were up at 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, 70 million, and lo and behold, we get a 6 million. And obviously they were a bit disappointed with that. I think they thought there was an investor out there. They thought that he knew somebody who was prepared to put a lot of money into the club. That doesn't seem to be the case. And you're right, it seems to be, yeah, I'm going to raise 6 million. The supporters are going to raise the rest, and that hasn't changed from the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah,
is it going to be enough to give Steven Gerrard the kitty he's looking for? Now, obviously, I think the biggest amount of money coming in will be season tickets. There'll be excitement from the Rangers fans. That'll bring money. 6 million share issue brings money. Maybe a greater proportion of shirt sales will bring money as well. I just wonder if it's enough. On the basis that there was excitement that he was going to be given a kitty, a lot of people have been speculating that to cut the gap on Celtic, you know, this is bearing in mind they don't know what Celtic are going to do, and they've got a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, you're right. You know, I think the Rangers supporters just want to buy into everything that's happening. A new manager, a manager with profile. They want to see the gap closed, but I don't think they should fall into the trap of closing it right away. I think Steven Gerrard's a pretty wise guy. You know, I think if he goes in for the first year initially to sort of, you know, maybe bring 3 or 4 players in and then build on that after that, you know, so as long as the Rangers supporters don't get too carried away, I think there will be a gradual improvement in the team.
Yeah, well, I think he was using the, you know, poker players analogy here. If we get one title win, the Celtic cards will fold. This is on the basis that he has access to Champions League money if they're good enough to get to the Champions League group stages as well, which is another unknown in this whole vision. The one thing I would say, Ruffy, and I mean, I don't care about Celtic and Rangers fans getting into this tit for tat and some of the daft people on social media about this. I'm only dealing with the facts, and the facts are that, quite simply, the Rangers fans will bail Rangers out again. But I look at the table. Celtic are 13 points ahead. Before Aberdeen Rangers go head to head tonight, Celtic are 13 points ahead. They've had 9 draws and 3 defeats in this season. I just wonder if the big gamble here, the big gamble for me is quite simply, it's all about Dave King now. If Dave King, you know, finally gets this wrong and Celtic march on to 10 in a row, I think his head will roll, because I think the fans will say, no, we've had enough of your vision. It's win or bust for the chairman for me, not for Steven Gerrard. It's the chairman.
Yeah, and obviously the Rangers supporters haven't got short memories. They can think back to when he came in, the promises that he made. He was going to, what was it he was going to do with his kids?
Inheritance,
yeah. Inheritance, everything was going to be. The Rangers supporters haven't seen that, although Dave King will justify that he has put money into the club for wages and whatever. But I think at this stage they need to see more than that. And I think he's jumping the gun a bit, talking about challenging Celtic, because they haven't really got Aberdeen out the road yet, unless they beat Aberdeen quite comfortably tonight. Because for me, at this moment in time, Aberdeen are the number 2 team in the country. They have been for the last 2 or 3 years. So once they jump over Aberdeen, then they've got Celtic obviously in their sights. But for me, that isn't immediate.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think there's still a gap there. I'm not going to get drawn into how big that gap is. On the evidence of the last two games they played against Celtic, all I know is Steven Gerrard will look at the majority of the Rangers squad, and I think he'll empty the majority of it.
Well, I'm thinking the Rangers supporters are hoping that's the case, you know, because obviously they now have a high-profile manager. You would like to think a high-profile manager would bring in better players from a Rangers point of view. Exciting times ahead. You'll be a close season. You'll be sitting there waiting to see what the first 2 or 3 signings are, and then you've got a gauge what kind of player is going to be coming into the club. But if you're a Rangers supporter, obviously it's got to be better than what it is just now.
Yeah, I mean, Dave King used, again, evidence to try and back up his claim by suggesting that, everybody was saying Celtic would never catch Dick Advocaat's Rangers side, but Martin O'Neill came in and after 11 minutes, Rangers were getting thumped. That's not a very good game to highlight or a season to highlight, Ruffy, because Martin O'Neill came in and he spent an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
Eventually he brought in Hartson, but he had Sutton in there. He brought in Valharan. By the December, he'd paid another $6 million for Neil Lennon. But on the evidence of the team that he had inherited as well, he had a Champions League winner in Paul Lambert. He had Stilian Petrov there, who was a formidable midfielder, and he also had a world-class striker in Henrik Larsson.
Yeah, it's okay to sit down and look at those stats and facts and all that, but they don't all come true. Anybody in any given day, whether it's a big team or a wee team, you can lose a game by X amount of goals. It's over the whole season. You have to judge everybody. At the end of the season, like, what were we like against them, where have we ended up, and all that carry on. So to go way back that far and use that as a target for everybody else, it just doesn't buy for me.
Yep, okay, you can give us your view at PLZ Soccer and facebook.com/PLZ Soccer. As we say, it's a football station, it's all about opinions. You can have yours if you download the app, the PLZ Soccer app in Google Play or in the App Store. There's Video Reporter. You can record your message. If we use it on the show, then we will indeed send you out a little bit of memorabilia, possibly something nice. Could be your favourite player, you never know. Just tell us who your favourite team is, as well as recording the video, and if we put it on the programme, we'll send you something once we confirm your address. Okay, so it's Aberdeen against Rangers tonight. Ruffy, how do you see that one going? I think Rangers could get a draw up there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Rangers showed, obviously it was a difficult game at the weekend, but they came through that one. They'll go up to Aberdeen with a good record up there. Aberdeen, for me, although they won a couple of games and obviously they draw at the weekend, I still don't think they are where they were at the beginning of the season. So, no, I think Rangers have got the measure of them, but I think a draw would be a good result.
Okay, and as far as Derek McInnes' comments, he said Rangers should be embarrassed if they don't get second. Do you know where he's coming from?
Yeah, well, that's again looking at the resources. That's where it is. I mean, these managers know exactly what the budget they've got, and they know what the other people have got. So, yeah, I mean, managers are flinging things back and forward, which is good for everybody listening to the wee digs going in here and there, and that certainly is another one.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got to also remember that chairmen, chief executives, managers, sometimes they'll say things to rally the troops, not necessarily with any great foundation to them. Not everybody tells the truth, Ruffy. I'm just saying that to you in general. As you know, you meet people that are less than trustworthy, put it that way. So that's me giving you an insight into 1,000 press conferences that I've attended over the years. Right, Hamilton against St Johnstone. I think Hamilton need to win this. It's not draws, it's a need to win.
Yeah, it definitely is. They got a win at home the last time against Ross County, which was very narrow. The fortunate thing for them is obviously Steve McLean isn't going to be playing tonight. It's the Astroturf, and it's played his last game at the weekend. So that's a bonus for them. But they really have to go out and win the game. And at home, you think they've got a chance. You don't know whether Dundee will think they've done enough to get out of the relegation zone, but they might drop their level a wee bit. But for me, it's all about how Hamilton perform.
Yeah, who's going to win?
I think Hamilton will get a draw.
Well, thankfully we got there in the end. You built it up that long. I was actually just about to nod off. I think it could be... I'm going to go for a Hamilton win. There you are, Ruffy. I'll stick my neck out. Partick Thistle against Motherwell. You're hoping Motherwell are the same lethargic Motherwell that get thumped by St Johnstone, aren't you? You want the Jags to win.
Yeah, of course I do, and I'm sure Alan Archibald and the players won't let that get in their way. Obviously I think Motherwell will be better than they were at the weekend. I'm sure the manager will make sure they are, which could be a bad one for Partick Thistle. But no, I think the first half with Partick Thistle, when last week they were very positive in everything they'd done. They did panic a bit when that goal went in, so for me it's going to be a very nervy night tonight, and let's hope Partick Thistle can get a win.
Yeah, I know you're going to hope. Give me a prediction.
2-1 Partick Thistle.
Okay, I think Thistle will edge it by the odd goal as well. Ross County Dundee, I think Dundee are safe, so it's all about Ross County in this one for me, Ruffy.
Yeah, I think Ross County might just get something out of this one.
Yeah.
You know, I know I wasn't impressed with them in the first half against Partick Thistle, but certainly at home they'll know what's exactly at stake. They'll be really fired up for this, where I think Dundee might not be. So I've got a funny feeling Ross County will win this.
Yeah, okay.
2-1.
I'm going to go for a draw on that one. Celtic against Kilmarnock. Brendan Rodgers says he doesn't care really what's happening across at Ibrox and what Dave King's saying. It's all about what Celtic do, as you would expect from the Celtic manager. Doesn't look as if Odsonne Edouard is going to be fit anytime soon, struggling for the cup final as well now.
That's a shame for the boy. You know, we don't like to see anybody missing out in a final. He's been inspirational in any of the games he's played leading up to that. But, you know, it's a sore one. Feel really sorry for him, but I think Celtic will just keep motoring on here and win this one 2-0.
Okay, Craig Levine has just mentioned Brendan Rodgers can mump and moan all he wants about the pitch. They won the game. Would he have moaned if they had lost it even more? But it's Hearts against Hibs. Neil Lennon says Hearts are going to try and make the pitch as long as they want as far as the grass is concerned, as long as it suits them, so he's not too bothered about that. But if we're going to be blunt about it, if we're talking about the footballing team, if it's a game where football breaks out in an Edinburgh derby, Hibs win it for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Hearts have lost their way a wee bit. They had a good home record there since they moved to the ground, but that hasn't been in the last 3 or 4 weeks. But I still think Hearts will put up a mighty show tonight.
Yeah,
I think tomorrow night. I think it's the end of the year for Hearts and Craig Levine. He'll want to send the fans away singing and. Your prediction?
Well, rather than tell me all the maybe, could be, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
2-1 Hibs.
2-1. You've just built that up as if you were going to give me something amazing there.
No,
2-1 Hibs. Okay, I think the Hibbies will win it as well, which in turn just, I think, increases the pressure on Craig Levine again.
Well, I've said along, the working relationship he has with Anne Budge is fantastic. I think it'd be any other owner, he'd be under pressure, you know, particularly the season that he's had, but he doesn't have that kind of relationship. I said to you, I think it was 2/3 through the season, if I was him, I would move back to his director of football and let Robbie Nielsen come back in there. Big fan of the fans, and I don't think it's disrupting anything too much. And but I don't think he is. I think he wants to prove that he can be the top manager again.
Okay. You can give us your view on that at PLZ Soccer on Twitter, facebook.com/PLZ Soccer, and of course we're live on YouTube as well. I can't go tonight without wishing Sir Alex Ferguson a speedy recovery. He's sitting up, he's talking, it's great news, Ruffy, and you just know how highly he's regarded by the amount of people who commented and wished him well after the news of his brain hemorrhage.
Yeah, I mean, he's done so much in the game with so many players and so many young players who've been on to be superstars. So they all respect what they've done for him, and not only in the football as well, but after football, he's been a part of so many campaigns to make it good for everybody. Yep,
get well soon, Sir Alex Ferguson, from everyone here on The Soccer Show. You can give us your comments. Don't forget, download the app PLZ Soccer in Google Play and the App Store. You can get all the news, north and south of the border and right across Europe on www.plzsoccer.com. From Ruffy and myself, thanks for watching.